The question today, should you be tantalizing yourself with tilt-shift lenses for real estate photography, or should you be saving yourself the money? So we're gonna get in there and check this out.
So I thought we'd start off here by showing you visually exactly what a tilt-shift lens is doing. So I want you to imagine that this box right here is what you see through your viewfinder. You and I are out in the field right now. This is the space we're looking at. We have a tilt-shift lens on our camera, and this is what we're looking for through the viewfinder, okay? If you can see in the YouTube video out here, the darker portion, that's just more, we can see more out there. And this really perfectly represents, not perfectly to the ratio or anything, but it represents what a tilt-shift lens is able to do. So you're just able to get in here and show less ceiling if you want, and move down, shift down, and so you're showing more floor and less ceiling. You can also, if you were outside, this comes up, right, where you can see the lens has a large image circle, as we can see all through here. These edges, that would be analogous to the larger image circle, representative of the larger image circle for a tilt-shift lens. And we're just able to essentially, for lack of a better word, crop, but use our entire sensor when we're cropping. So we're able to crop and get the composition we want with a tilt-shift lens in the field. So to put another way, the tilt-shift lens allows us to keep our point of view, right? Our camera sensor is not moving at all right here. We're keeping our point of view. Our camera is not moving, but we're changing our composition, or another word for that would be our field of view, or what we can see. Okay, so that's what a tilt-shift lens allows us to do. Keep our point of view exactly the same and change our field of view, and also it allows us to utilize our entire sensor on our camera, which is a really valuable thing to be able to do. So don't get this confused. That was how a tilt-shift lens worked, what I showed you before. And I'm going to go over this in a couple examples, so if you're not quite getting it, it sinks in. But this image was actually shot without a tilt-shift lens. I know, I don't want you to get confused about that, but this was shot without it, with just a normal lens, a normal zoom lens. But what I'm able to do in post without a tilt-shift lens is I purposely composed a little wide. Okay, I purposely composed a little wide. I don't really need to see this whole couch, right? So we're gonna go more into this, but the entire power of a tilt-shift lens for real estate photography is sort of taken away, because look, I'm able to just come in here. I don't need to see that whole couch. And again, this is just shot with a normal lens. And now look, I just did the exact same thing, a tilt-shift lens. I say the exact same thing, that's not exactly true, but I just did a very similar thing, or simulated a tilt-shift lens in a very effective way. It took me about 2 seconds to crop in on that, and I shot it with a normal real estate zoom lens, a Tokena 11-16. So here's just another example. I actually wanted to go over this with you because I purposely uploaded one of these images for this blog. So this is a bedroom I just shot yesterday, and look at this. This is the bedroom, this is the bedroom. I purposely uploaded this photo for this blog, this photo right here, shot with a normal lens, but I simply delivered to them a 16:9 aspect ratio, and look, there it is right on the MLS, okay, and I completely cut out the ceiling. I'm not gonna say this is a great photo. I actually took this again because of the blog. But the point here is just that this is totally possible. So let's just jump in and really clear this up and show you how it's done. Alright, so here we are in Photoshop looking at the image you just saw, and let's just say I really didn't like the ceiling in this shot. I want a sort of tilt-shift lens effect. Well, it's really easy to do that, especially if your MLS accepts 16:9 aspect ratios. And again, this was sort of a forced example, but I just wanted to show you guys, if you wanted to cut out the ceiling and get a tilt-shift lens effect, you just go up here and you maybe change from original ratio to your 16:9, or something that suits you, as long as your MLS will accept that. And then we'll go ahead and try and just crop this where we want, right? And what a tilt-shift lens is doing, we saw at the beginning, this is exactly what a tilt-shift lens does, right? There's no parallax. It changes your field of view, but you're keeping the same point of view. Okay, so we go ahead and accept that crop, and there it is, a tilt shift lens effect by just changing our crop factor.
And the 19mm Nikon tilt shift lens is $3,400. You add on the tax onto that bill, you're almost approaching $4,000. So if you want to go ahead and plug that number in, $3,700 into your cost of doing business, just check and see what it does. What's going to happen, you're going to be earning less per year, less per hour, however you want to calculate it. But what exactly are you getting from your real estate clients for that? So it's for this reason I really feel tilt shift lenses are not a great investment for real estate photographers. The price tag is very high, and they're also slowing you down in some other things we're going to talk about. And you're also going to be earning less per hour because it's really affecting your cost of doing business. So that's not the only drawback, unfortunately. You're actually going to be paying all that money just to slow down. Tilt shift lenses are essentially prime lenses, of course, and with prime lenses, you're having to maneuver your tripod more, back and forth to get your composition, all right? Back and forth, sideways, whatever. Move it forward, move it back a little. So that's a lot slower. Not slower, f-stop, but slower just in the field. And in general, for real estate, that's a really, really big drawback, one of the biggest drawbacks, okay? So we want to stay away from things that slow us down. So again, for a tilt shift lens, using it for real estate photography, you're actually paying this huge price tag to slow yourself down. Also, it's just a simple fact. I mean, clients really aren't going to notice the quality of a tilt shift lens, okay? Unless you have a high-end client and you happen to want to do some really time-expensive work, like, stitching an image together or something, but that's kind of another topic. In general, clients will not notice the added quality that a tilt shift lens affords your business. So it's for all these reasons that it's my opinion that a tilt shift lens is really something to be used as a very specific tool to solve a problem that you have. Let's say you really do want to use your entire sensor because you're shooting for a magazine cover or whatever, and you do want to be able to shift the composition over. Something like that where you feel like you need this tool to get this particular photograph. But a tilt shift lens is not something to be shooting an entire home with for real estate photography, in my opinion. Of course, if you want to buy a tilt shift lens and shoot homes with it, it's great. But I'm just saying, I don't think it's the best tool for the efficiency of your business, both from a standpoint of speed and from also a monetary standpoint. So let's just check these negatives off. Tilt shift lenses are slow. You're having to move your tripod around, whereas with a zoom lens, you just turn the zoom ring. They're expensive. Your clients aren't going to notice a thing. And lastly, in the real dagger in the heart, you can simulate a tilt shift lens really easy by using crop factors or actually shooting purposely to crop. So my advice would just be to run out there and rent a tilt shift lens one day, use it. You could even use it professionally, and just keep that in mind as the years go on or the months go on. If you can use it, where you might use it, and one day you might have a need for it. But at this point, for you, if you're watching this video and you're not sure what to do, a tilt shift lens really isn't the way to go.